We're taught to be afraid of companies that collect our data to sell us stuff, run ads on us. But we're never taught to be afraid of the companies that collect our data to run the world and control you. I'm speaking about companies named Palantir. So, if you're not familiar, two things probably popped in your head when I said the word Palantir. Either you thought of the thing from the Lord of the Rings where a few powerful people can get to peer into the future, into the past, and can make predictions. And funny enough, that's actually what the second thing is. It's actually a real life company that can do that. Now, the real life company, like I said, it's called Palantir. It was founded by a guy called Peter Thiel. If you're not familiar with him, you can definitely look up his history. He's a really shady dude. But he basically founded this company. It's a data analytics firm that uses AI to bring clusters of data together to run models and run predictions about behaviors and policies, and they use all this data to just control everything. Basically, they've already seeped into the entire private sector of the U.S. They got big partnerships with the military, every branch of the military, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, you name it. Big contracts with the government, all across the military, you name it. It's tapped in with the police, it's tapped in with healthcare, it's tapped in with basically every branch of government. And remember what I said, they just love to collect data and use it to surveil and spy on you and make predictions on how you are going to behave. There's this recent push lately for predictive policing. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's where they use your profile, your history, your behavior, things you like, the places you live, places you've lived in the past, etc., to predict if you're ever going to be a criminal or not. And if that don't sound scary and terrify the hell out of you, I don't know what's wrong with you. That is the most dystopian thing I've ever heard of in my life. But this is a company that is using your data, using your likeness, using your profile to predictive police you, to see if you're going to be a criminal in the future. Haven't even committed a crime yet, and this software is already assuming you're a criminal. And it's already captured the British healthcare system, the NHS. It is almost the entire backbone now for healthcare in the UK. It is private software that is running the national, public healthcare system. Now here in America, we got private healthcare as it is, so it don't really change much for us, but it shows that your tax dollars are basically going to fund this massive surveillance state where Palantir collects everything you do, everything you say, everything you'll ever think about or even want to think about, and it's going to run simulations on you and just try to predict what you're going to do next. And like I said, everybody is all in on this company. If you look, they have so many contracts with the government and even private companies now. Private companies are using their software to use their AI to collect data and make predictions with it. It's genuinely scary because they run these AIP bootcamp style things. It's basically like a crash course on how they can show each company how they save them money by crunching their data and saving them money on logistics and all kind of stuff, right? A lot of this stuff's over my head, so I'm probably not explaining it the best, but it's genuinely scary if you really stop and just think about how much power this company has. And this company is probably invisible to most people. If you actually stop and ask how many people have heard of Palantir, know who Alex Karp, the CEO, is, most of them probably have no idea. And like I said, if you bring up Palantir, they probably think of Lord of the Rings. That's where the name comes from. And their name is very fitting because they're using, these models and data and AI to predict human behavior and just try to control you. That's their only goal, is to control people. And what started out as this efficiency project where they're just, compiling data to make everything more efficient and run better for most companies, now it's just turned into this program of total oversight. When they control everything, they control your entire life. And it's a company that I want to make sure you are aware of from here on forward. And so you're watching what they do behind the scenes. Because it's not a company you hear about a lot in the news, other than, ironically enough, it's actually a retail investor favorite. Like a lot of retail investors love to buy the stock for some reason, even though it's the one of the companies that's holding most individual people down. It's kind of funny how that works, really. But I was someone who used to actually invest in the stock, but after I did more research on the company and all the shit they control and how they're just basically putting their thumb on all of our necks, I had to just sell my position. I was already up on it pretty good anyway, and I just don't feel comfortable holding a company that's kind of shady. This company's really sketchy. I don't know. Something about it just don't sit right with me. So, yeah, just want to make sure you guys were aware of Palantir if you hadn't heard of it before. I definitely recommend you go look it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's the company's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. I just got off of work, so I've been thinking about this video all day, so I wanted to record it. This has been Chris, keeping it candid. All of you guys go out there. Have a good day.